Hi guys, back again with yet another market breakdown. So on my right, guys, as usual, I have the DXY, US30, gold, USDCHF, and Euro USD. So these are the pairs that I will be going over for this week, and most likely we'll be focusing on up until Friday. Right. So I'm not gonna start analyzing the DXY from the beginning, but I can just show you what is it that I see so that we can be able to see what is most likely to happen on the following pairs that I will be going through. So let's get to that. So on the DXY, so we know, guys, that when the DXY is strong, then that simply means that the dollar in it of itself is going to be strong, right? Meaning that your USDCHF are going to be buy, your Euro USD is going to be a sell, and gold as well, most likely to weaken if the dollar is strong or if the DXY is strong. So on the weekly time frame, guys, right? I see that in a way we are in a consolidation, that's okay. And then we had that corrective movement to the upside. Right, until the market ended up changing direction when it reached the highest top. So if you can look closely here, we also have an ascending type of trend line over here. But if the market continues being a sell until this third support level, then it will be wanting to complete the 90% rule of that pattern, which is an ascending channel that is a reversal pattern, because it's a reversal pattern when it is at resistance. But if it was a continuation pattern, it was going to have this impulse, then the correction, then the continuation. So we must be able to know the distinction in these patterns, right? So as you can see from the weekly time frame, we have this first touch, second touch. So that could be an anticipated third touch. And guys, we need to respect the trend lines, because for as long as that trend line is not yet broken, it's still valid. The market could still buy potentially from that trend line. Okay, so if we move forward now to the lower time frame, right? So we can go to the daily, right? So if you go to the daily, you can see that it's also consolidating in that daily time, because we have this structure, which is this ascending channel that's a reversal, right? And then currently the market is in a consolidation. And so when the market consolidates, we know that we look for buyers at support, and then we look for sellers at resistance, right? Right, guys. So we are currently in that consolidation. So the market buys from a consolidation with support, and then you sell when you're in a consolidation, when you're at the resistance. So if we move forward now to the 4 hours time frame, right? So we're just gonna go closely there as to what's going on in there, so that I can explain to you clearly what's going on. So if you look at what's going on here, you can see that first touch, second touch. So this is a triple bottom, right? Hence, I'm expecting the market to go to the upside. And then another reason why I would expect the DXY to continue being strong is because we have this pattern. Actually, this is an impulse move, then there's a correction. So we have completed the 90% rule. And usually when the market has reached the 90% rule of a pattern, it usually changes the direction of which it came from. So meaning that, for example, now that we're here and we reach the 90%, the market could still potentially push to the upside to form another new trend or impulse or whatever. Right. So if you go to the H1, I spotted a pattern there, right? So this is a bullish reversal flag, right? Because if it's coming from this side with this impulse and then this small portion of a pattern, then the market tends to buy, right? And then it's one of those most reliable patterns that you can find. I'm saying that because I have seen it consistently playing out, right? So this is this reason why I would expect the DXY to be strong, maybe for the first 3 days of this week or whatever, right? So that's why I'm looking at the potential of the market pushing maybe to the upside. All right, so this is what's going on here. We have this pattern, and then you also see there's a rejection candlestick that the market gave. Hence the market, I would expect it to push to the upside, maybe at least until above these levels. Okay, so let's move now to US30, right? So on US30, we're just going to start also on the daily, right? So on the daily, guys, right, we need to be careful here as to what's going on. So as you can see, the market is currently in this expansion channel, right? And then if you clone that, you would also see that we have these touches at the bottom, okay? So this is now what you call an expansion channel because the price keeps expanding inside, okay? Right. So another thing that we do have here is this small pattern on this trend line, if you may. Right. So and also we have this minor resistance level over here that the market has closed above. So if you go to the 4-hour time frame, right? So as you can see, the importance of this trend line over here and also of that level over there. And then we can just maybe have another one over there. So what is it that is going on here? So US30 can potentially go to the upside considering the fact that it's above the support level, okay? But we also need to highlight the fact that this could be a turning point that we would need to put an eye on, right? Okay, so let's go to the 1-hour time frame so we can understand clearly what's going on. So by looks of things, the market that did have this correction over here, and then usually when you have something like this, the market tends to reverse, right? So this is what is going on here. So the market could either respect that trend line over the end and go to the downside, right? But if it doesn't do that, then it might just want to go touch this resistance level before it can actually be a sell. We need to respect that, guys, because this is also acting as a minor support level. So if you go to the M15, where everything is going to be clear, you would see definitely what's going on here. So now that we are here, we can see that we closed above this resistance level, and then we turned it into support. All right, so if we zoom back a little bit closer, we can see the importance of this level because the market turns every time when it gets there. So what is it that we are anticipating here? So we have here an expanding channel, right? So now that we have this, the market currently, it can want to push to the upside up until it reach that resistance, right? That is a possibility that can happen, meaning that this is where the market could give us the sells to the downside in this type of manner if it closes above that trend line and then turn it into support. However, if the market or US30 respects that trend line over there, meaning that it will be giving us a third touch, then it simply means that it will be forming a head and shoulder type of pattern in this type of manner, right? So it's just a matter of waiting and seeing whether is it going to push furthermore to reach that resistance level, meaning is it going to reach that level on this type of manner and then go to the downside, or it's just going to play between that support and this trend line up until it maybe gathers more strength to the upside, or it can even do this and then actually go to the downside. So that is what I basically see on US30, right? So let's move forward now to gold. So if you go to the daily as well, guys, so let's go on the daily time frame and then zoom the charts a little bit closer. So we still have this type of support and resistance over there, which is consolidation type of thing on gold. And then you would also see that the market has been moving in impulses and corrections. So gold has been moving in impulses and corrections even from the past, guys, right? Even from the past price, you can see that it's been moving in impulses and corrections. All right. So this is not gonna matter anymore at the moment. It's the most important thing is to focus on the current price. So that's the daily high. This is the daily low. We can just fix the prices here a little bit down here, right? So as you can see, we also have this level over here, and then we can also cater for this one over here because we have touches over there. And then if I extend a little bit closer, you would see why we need to put an eye on that level. So we're going to put it there. And then I'm going to show you on the 4-hour time frame as to why those two levels are important. All right. And then we also have this ascending channel that you see over here. And then we can also put this one at the top so everything makes sense. All right. Okay, sure. So if you go to the 4 hours, now that we have the pattern, we need to go inside there so that we can understand how are we going to go on about trading gold. And yeah, so well, this is what we have, guys, right? So another thing that the market does, I don't know if you've noticed, guys, sometimes the market gives you something like this, and then it goes to the upside, and then we know that usually when it's something like this, the market tends to be a sell, but you would find that it might want to go up a little bit, and then that's when most people would think that the market is no longer going to be a sell, only for it to break that trend line and also come back to play inside. So it will be doing this to take out people's stop losses and whatever, and then actually play into the way you had anticipated it initially. So I'm looking at the likelihood of that happening here. And then also, if you look inside here, you can see that the market is still also correcting over there, meaning that we could get the sells here if everything goes according to the way I see them, because this is a corrective level. I mean, this is a correction, and then this is usually a reversal pattern when it's found at a strong key level, right? And then it's a continuation if it has that, if it starts off with this kind of impulse, then it's a correction, then the continuation, right? So if you go to the H1, you will see this a little bit closer, all right? So this is what we have here. We can see that at the bottom, we have the first touch, second, and then anticipated third touch. And then at the top on gold, right, we have this first touch, second touch, and a third touch. So we have a pattern here inside a pattern, and they are all looking at the possibility of the market being a sell and actually going to the downside. Or even if we can draw another one over here, you would see that it really does want to sell, but it's still probably gathering more strength, or it's buying some time before it can actually do that. But I'm looking at gold as the possibility of the market being a sell, because almost three structures or patterns inside patterns that are signaling that the market could indeed be a sell. And then if you look at it a little bit closer here, you can see that it has broken out, and then it's been creating lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we're at lower low. So this might be a lower high, and then it can actually go to the downside, at least up until here, because this is where the 90% of gold is going to be. So this is my outlook on gold, guys. So if you're still watching, please just pause this video, hit that subscription button, and also like the video. I will more. So yeah, guys, let's move on to the next one. And then this could also be a potential of a head and shoulder pattern. It's a potential of a head and shoulder pattern. Yeah. So this leg could be that retested that we normally know about. So let's move on now to USDCHF. So USDCHF, guys, move more or less exactly the same with the DXY. So sometimes if you don't want to analyze the DXY, you can just come and analyze USDCHF, because they are more or less the same thing, just that DXY is not tradable. But I would say USDCHF is a DXY that is tradable, right? So we are inside this uptrend, guys, and then I did say that we need to respect the trend lines. For as long as that trend line has not yet been broken, the market could still go to the upside. So we have that minor support over there that I do see. And then if you go to the 4-hour time frame, we do have an expansion channel over here, because that's the first touch, second, third, and the fourth touch. And then we can have a trend line like this, even though we do not necessarily need it. Or maybe we can adjust this a little bit to the backside. And then you can see that the market is currently now at a support level. And the 4-hour candlestick close is a hammer. And then usually when you have that pin bar at the support, the market tends to be bullish. Right. So let's go to the 1-hour time frame so we can see what's going on in here. So you can see that we have had multiple touches here, which is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then multiple touches at the support level. So it shows how strong of a level it is. And then we also have a pattern over here, right, that could prove to be indeed the one that's going to tell us that the market is going to go to the upside. And remember, guys, on my past videos, I did talk about the importance of looking at paying attention to how the market is approaching a key level, right? So if we fix this trend line a little bit, you would see that okay, sharp, this is what is going on in here. And then if you know your candlestick, guys, if you know your candlesticks, you would definitely see that here we have it's a star. I'm not sure if it's an evening star or it's a star though, because look at that, and then this one in the middle, and then the bullish engulfing, right? So if you go to the 15-minute time frame, this is what's up. So the market, they could either go to the downside or whatever, or it can break that trend line and then continue going to the upside. So we can just see what's going to happen there, or it may want to come back down and then actually go to the upside, which is it will be forming some sort of a double bottom. So let's go to the last one, which is EURUSD. So on EURUSD, guys, we're also going to start on the daily time frame. I'm going to start on the daily time frame, guys, or actually on the weekly time frame, because I spotted a nice pattern on the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, guys, we are in a bearish trend. If we drag it all the way back, you can see that you also have this one over here, and then this is beautiful. So we had this correction, right, which the market broke out of, which is impulse move correction. Then we got the impulse, and then we have this minor low over there, last high over there, and then everything else is going to be clear on the let's start off on the daily time frame. So on the daily, this is not necessarily clear, but we also have that high over there, right, which is the daily high, and then this is the recent high, because we need to cater for the previous one and the recent ones, right, because nothing is guaranteed over here. And then if you look at here, so here I need you to open up your mind, guys, right? So we have that high, which is, this is the recent high. Let's say it's a 4-hour high. That's the daily high, right? And then the market currently now has a 3-touch correction over there. And then if you look closely again, we can also see that, okay, sharp, we have another correction over here, right? So we have 3 touches at the top. So if the market rejects it, it will be a result of that trend line, right? So let's go to the 1-hour time frame. So now that we're on the 1-hour time frame, you can see that, okay, sharp, first touch, second, and the third touch. So we have multiple touches at the bottom. So if it continues being a sell, it might be wanting to come here to give us another touch. But we also need to take into consideration that this could be a level that we need to be cautious of, because this is still in a pattern inside a pattern, meaning that this is a correction, guys, inside. So this could be an impulse move correction. So that might be just a broker, which is we completed the 90% rule of that pattern. But then we need to put an eye on this, because it may come here and then push back to the upside once more. But let's focus now on the price as to what's going on currently. So if you go to the M15 time frame, right, guys, go to the M15, you can see that, okay, sharp, this is the high of this structure that we have at the moment. And then we also have this 3-touch here, and then also this correction over there, right? So it may not necessarily sell now, because it might want to go back there to give us a double top and then go to the downside. But if this is not how we're supposed to draw this, then this is how it's supposed to be, which is like this, and then maybe a retest at that level over there, meaning that the market will be giving us a retest today and actually go to the downside, at least up until that level, which way your TP might be at. So that is all I have for you guys for this week. I hope you enjoyed and liked this video. If you watched up until the end, just please like, subscribe. I will most definitely see you guys on the next video.